Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, we'll learn how to cut and sew these beautiful Ankara jumbo trousers. If it is something you're interested in, let's get started. For this tutorial, I'll be making use of 3 yards of Ankara fabric. Then I have my scissors, my tape rule, my ruler, my tailor's chalk, and the elastic for my band. So the first thing to do is to fold my fabric with the right side facing each other to cut out the front part of the trousers. So I use the widest part of my measurement to cut out the piece I'll be needing for the trousers from the excess fabric. Then the first thing I will do is to mark out 2.5 inches from the top of my fabric. Because this trousers is high waist, that is why I am marking out 2.5 inches. You can see me connecting it with my ruler, and 2 inches is for the high waist, then half inch to join it to the band. Then from the line I mark out from the 2.5, I will measure down my trousers length. As you can see me doing here, with 1 inch hemming allowance. Once I'm done with that, the next thing is to mark out my side measurement, which is quarter of my hip measurement. That is 40 divided by 4. I have 10. Then I'll be adding 5 inches because this is a jumbo trousers plus 1 sewing allowance, making 16 inches altogether. Then from the 2.5 line I drew, I will come down by 10 inches. That is my crotch line or my crotch depth, and that is my hip divided by 4. From my crotch depth, I will come down by 10 inches. And for the side again, I will be marking out 16 inches, quarter of my hip measurement plus 5 inches and 1 inch sewing allowance, because this is a jumbo trousers. After marking, then I will connect the lines as you can see me doing. Then the next thing is to mark out my crotch extension, and that is my hip measurement divided by 20, which will give me 2 inches. So then I will connect it, then half inch sewing allowance, making 2.5 inches for the crotch extension. After doing this, what I will do next is to come up from my crotch depth, come up by 2 inches to help me create a curve. After marking it out, the next thing I'm going to do is to make a slight curve, just as you can see me doing. Make sure it is not too curvy so that the trousers will be comfortable when wearing it. Just a slight curve there. And once I'm done there, the next thing to do is to mark out the full measurement from my crotch extension and the other measurement I mark out. Then measure it out on my M also, to give me a straight line. Here I am cross-checking the measurement so that I won't make mistake. Then I mark out also on my M line and connect with a ruler. To my viewers and the first time viewers, I say a big thank you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So once I'm done connecting, the next thing I'm going to do is to make a slight curve at the hem line, so when I am joining the down part, the short will not be short, the hem line will not be short at the side. That is the purpose of making a slight curve there. And I'm just marking out my sewing allowance for the hem line. So once I'm done with this, the next thing is to extend the line to to the allowance I left earlier. For the high waist trousers, always add 3 inches to your crotch depth, but because my trousers is going to have a band of 1 inch, that was why I left 2 inches plus half inch sewing allowance earlier. Please, if you don't understand, you can go back to the beginning of the video to watch. Then once I'm done this, the next thing is to cut out the front piece of my trousers. Please take note, because this is a trousers with elastic band, there's no need to mark out my waist measurement. I'll be using my hip measurement for my waist also, because it is an elastic trousers. It will have an elastic band. Please take note of that. Now that we are done with the cutting, what I'm going to do is to cut it out at the side to give us 2 pieces of the front part of the trousers. So I'll be placing the front piece of the trousers on my fabric to cut out the back part of the trousers. And here you can see me aligning it. Please make sure it is aligned before you cut it out, and you can also use your pin to hold it down. What I need to do is just to mark out 2 inches at the crotch part of the back, not the side, at the crotch part of the back. Mark out 2 inches for the crotch extension of the back and 2 inches for the other part of the back. Mark it from the top down to the hemline, 2 inches all through. And once I'm done, the next thing is to cut it out. The next thing is to cut it out. So I move my front part forward so that it will be easy for me to cut out the crotch part of my back. As you can see me doing, I move it forward to be able to cut it out, to mark out my line so that it will be straight. And once I'm done that, then the next thing is to cut out the back piece of the trousers. After cutting it out, this is what it looks like. And here you can see me cross-checking my measurement to be sure it is accurate. And once I'm done, the next thing I'm doing now is to mark out the back piece of my trousers so that I won't get confused. And I will cut it out to also give me 2 pieces of the back part. The next thing to do after cutting it out is to cut out my pocket. And for the pocket, I already have a video drafted for the pocket, so you can check my video on how to draft and cut out the trousers pocket. And once I'm done cutting, the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to my sewing machine and join the front and the back piece. You join it at the part indicated with my finger. After stitching, this is what it looks like, and this is the front part of the trousers. This is the front part of the trousers, and the next thing I did was to join my pocket to the side of the trousers, to the 2 sides of the trousers. Don't forget that your pocket, you will cut it out in 4 pieces, and I came down by 1 inch at the side to join it because I'll be using half inch to join to the band, and I don't want my pocket to reach the band. So that is why I came down by 1 inch on both sides, and I'll be repeating the same thing for the back piece of the trousers. And I already done that. Then the next thing is to place the 2 pieces together, the front and the back, making sure it aligns, the right side facing each other. And what I'm doing now is to hold it down with pin on all sides. Now the pin is just to make sure that the clothes are well placed. If you notice, the back part is going to be bigger than the front, but don't worry, just hold it down to make sure that the sides of the trousers are equal. Just hold it down with your pin, and here I am holding it down all sides from the side, from one side to the other side of the trousers. And once I am done, the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to the sewing machine to stitch down all the sides I held down with the pins. I'm done stitching, and this is what it looks like. The next thing now is to measure out the upper part of the trousers to cut out my band. I'm measuring round the waist to get my accurate measurement, and once I'm done, I will cut it out on my fabric. I will cut it out and add 1 inch sewing allowance to join it. So I already cut out my band and I joined it by the sewing allowance, and now I am pinning it down to the waist area to make sure it is well arranged before I head over to the machine to stitch it down. I added interface to my band. It is optional, you can decide to add or not. And once I am done pinning it down round, I will head over to my sewing machine to stitch it down. Now that I'm done stitching, the next thing is to fold my band and top stitch the other side of the band, just as you can see on the screen. Just follow what I'm doing and also do that. And while you're stitching, please make sure you leave a space to pass through your elastic band. The next thing is to pass through the elastic. My waist measurement is 30, but because I love my band to be tight on me, I reduced it by 6 inches. Whatever elastic measurement you want to use, make sure when you stretch it, it's enough to accommodate your hip measurement. Just keep passing through the elastic, just as you can see me doing, till it comes out at the other side of the band. To everyone watching my video, I say a big thank you once again. Once the elastic comes out at the other side, the next thing to do is to take it to the sewing machine to stitch it down. You place the elastic on each other just as you can see, then you stitch it down. The next thing is to close up the open space, and now we are done with the trousers. You can stitch the elastic down if you want, and I already did the hemming also, and we are done with the jumbo trousers. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.